Yo, what is up guys? I'm back again with the mechanic series. Today we are covering the fast aerial. As I'm sure most of you know, the fast aerial mechanic is key. It is dumb key to ranking up in Rocket League and just getting better at the game in general, right? If I could choose one mechanic for you guys to be good at and super duper consistent at, this is the mechanic. Like, you cannot live without this mechanic. It's literally that meta. But other than that, we're just going to hop in the demonstration and let's learn the fast aerial. Alright, you guys, I have spawned myself here in free play. We're going to do a little experiment, which maybe some of you have seen this before, but it doesn't really matter to me. So I will show you guys how to do the fast aerial here, but let me show you guys like how slow everything else is compared to the fast aerial, okay? So the experiment is we're going to go from the ground to the ceiling and see how fast we can do that, like get from the ground to the ceiling. Alright, here's technique number 1. Alright, if you guys saw that, that was pretty slow, and it was also extremely inefficient with boosts. Like, it used, like, easily over 100 boosts for me to do that, right? Alright, here's technique number 2. Alright, that was a little bit faster, but still not quite what we're looking for. Just not quite as efficient as we would like. Alright, and then technique number 3 is going to be the true and tried fast aerial. You guys are going to see how much faster this is and boost efficient it is at the same time. So if you guys saw that, there is a visible, absolute visible difference. I don't have to show a timer or nothing. You guys know that that was faster than those other two techniques, right? And granted, those techniques aren't really true techniques. They're more or less maybe even just mistakes. Like those, you know, if you're doing the fast aerial that way, then you're not really doing it correctly. So just showing you guys like why this is so important. Like it's meta. It's important. Okay. All right. So now that I've gotten my point across, now I'm going to show you guys how to actually do the fast aerial properly and all the little, you know, details as to how we're going to do it right. So let's get the simple stuff out of the way right now, which is the jump button and the boost button. So with the fast aerial, you're only really pressing 2 buttons and then using the stick. But in this case, we're going to use jump and boost. And we're going to press them. So the idea here is that when we do a fast aerial, I need you to press them both at the same time twice. So it looks something like this. So that in essence is what a fast aerial is. It's just literally you guys, you know, pressing both those buttons twice at the same time. But obviously there's a little bit more to that because we have to add the stick as well. Before I move on here, I need to make a little disclaimer, right? So while I did say it is just you pressing those 2 buttons twice, what truly is happening though is you're actually boosting the whole time. So you never really let go of circle. You kind of just hold it down the whole time, but then you just kind of press X as well. So you're gonna tilt back, but then you're gonna boost through the whole thing. You're just gonna press jump and space it out. So watch. So once you guys get comfortable with the button press part, now we can actually move on to the first step, which includes the stick, okay? So the first step is you're gonna hold those 2 buttons down like we talked about, the boost and the jump at the same time, right? But now, when we do it, we're gonna add the left stick and we're gonna tilt it back on the first jump. So basically the second that you jump, pressing both those buttons at the same time, you're gonna tilt back, right? So it's gonna look something like this, right? So you're gonna jump, boost at the same time, and then just tilt back, right? Do it again. Just tilt back immediately. There you go, right? So the key here, guys, is that once you get your nose pointing up to the sky, like almost completely vertical, not quite, but almost, what you need to do is let go of the stick. Like stop pressing down on it, right? Because if you don't stop pressing down on the left stick, what's going to end up happening is you're going to do a backflip. Let me show you what I mean by that. The idea here, guys, is that once you get that first jump started and you tilt back, like halfway through the tilt, you need to like let go because you have to kind of space out between the 2 jumps, right? So the first jump, you're instantly tilting down, but then you have to stop holding back on the stick, but like you have to let go of the stick before the second set of jumps, right? The second jump. So let me show you guys a quick example. All right, so if you guys were really paying attention there, you would see that before I committed for the double jump, like the second jump, I let go of the stick, right? I didn't, you know, I had to let it go, let it rest, right? So that because if you don't, you're gonna do a backflip and it's gonna suck. I'm gonna do another fast aerial attempt here in slow-mo and show you guys how I would do in slow-mo. So if you guys saw that, you don't need you don't need to tilt all the way up before you double jump. You just need to go at like a 60-degree kind of angle, like right about there. Like that's pretty good, right? Like that's all you really need for the fast aerial. All right, you guys. I mean, that in essence is the fast aerial technique, right? Like that is basically it. And I'm pretty confident once you get the technical stuff down and you kind of break it down a bit and you get good at it, then it's just a matter of practice. You just practice it over and over again. You just do it again a bunch of times until like you basically it's muscle memory. You never get it wrong, right? And if you guys want a little picture as to like what my fast aerial training looked like when I was practicing way back when, it would basically go fast aerial, restart, fast aerial, restart, fast aerial, restart, fast aerial, restart. And you just do this over and over again. Fast aerial, go again, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, right? And I would do that over and over again. And granted, I would make a lot of mistakes. Like I would kind of like do this and the backflip, right? Because that's a really difficult thing, right? With the tilt is that it's really hard when starting out to time the stick, like getting used to letting go of the stick, right? Because if you don't, you're gonna backflip, right? Which sucks. But that's literally just part of the learning process, right? Just working out that backflip that tends to happen to everyone, right? But once you get over that, like you're pretty much good, you know. Just find that sweet spot with the angle, and then you're up on your way. You're going. Here, if we look in your settings, this is probably like the #1 most important setting when it comes to fast aerials, right? Because the issue that most come up with, especially with that backflip, right, is you want to make sure that your dodge dead zone isn't like so out of whack that you backflip every time, no matter how much you practice, right? So the recommendation I've been given from what I've heard is it's usually very good to have either somewhere between, I want to say 0.6, but it could be 0.55 maybe, who knows? But like 0.55 to 0.8 is usually a like pretty good range for your dodge dead zone in terms of what I've heard for that sort of thing. But this is basically your solution though, if you're having trouble with the backflip part of the fast aerial, because again, if you're backflipping a bunch and you don't know why, this is probably why. It's probably because your dodge dead zone isn't in the correct spot. But like I said, if you guys follow between, I'd say 0.55 and 0.8, maybe even pushing 0.85 at the most, that you guys should be in a good range. I personally play 0.6, but I know many people who play a bit higher than that, maybe a bit more. You guys just experiment, feel it out. But like this right here in your controller settings is probably one of the most important things for fast aerials, is your dodge dead zone, okay? Okay, I've moved myself over here to training, and I'm going to show you guys a couple methods of training that either I used to use or just basically good training in general that I recommend for practicing your fast aerials, okay? So the first type of training you can do, in my opinion, this is what I used to do, was I would go over to the official Rocket League aerial trainer, so like this one, right? And I would choose pro difficulty. And the reason I chose pro difficulty is because in pro difficulty, the ball doesn't move most of the time. Like it's usually a standing ball in the air. And rookie ones are like it does the same thing, but they're too low to the ground to be real proper fast aerials, right? And then all stars, like it gives you moving balls, which is maybe a bit much at the minute. Like we just need a standing ball to hit, right? That's a bit easier. So this is why we choose Pro. Pro is the best one for fast aerials, okay? We're gonna load up Pro, right? And then, so this is a little bit low, but once you move further into the pack or trainer, whatever this is, they're gonna start getting a bit higher. There we go, that's better, right? Back in the day, I would just fast aerial to these things. Like this is what I would do, is I would just kind of like play around with that, and then I would just fast aerial to the ball. As you progress in the pack, one of these is gonna get a little bit higher. Okay, this one's a moving ball. That could work though. Like you should still be working on this though. Like you should be able to hit a moving ball at the minimum. And these are pretty slow. You should be able to hit those, I think. But all right. I mean, here's another high ball. This prone is probably gonna go pretty high. There we go. See, I mean that's a pretty decent fast aerial ball to go for right there. And I mean, yeah, these are pretty decent. Like these are pretty high balls. Like you know, like that's a good fast aerial right there. Okay, and then if that's not really your cup of tea, then I have a very nice pack here from my friend Lazard here. It's called Fast Aerial Test, and it's, well, just as you assume, it's a test. It tests you on how good your fast aerials are. So I'll put this in the description for you guys to go ahead and steal. But I mean, pretty much, it's really as simple as it sounds. It gives you a high ball, kind of like that, and then you just fast aerial for it, right? See if you can touch it. Don't worry about scoring these. You're literally all that's important here is just getting the touch, right? So make sure you double jump aerial and then touch the ball, right? And then you can move on to the next one, all right? How about this one? All right, pretty good, nice. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I almost missed that one, but I got it. And then number 4, this one's a bit tougher. I have to put some more work into this one, but it's definitely one I can hit, though. There we go. I got the touch. There we go. And then I don't like number 5. Number 5 is for insane people. I don't know how you hit that. Like I've tried this before, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not willing to grind it right now. So whatever. But anyways, this is a good training pack though to practice. Okay, you guys, that'll be it for the fast aerial tutorial. I hope that helped you guys out. If it did, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like or something. But other than that, that's all I got for you. Bye.